Hey everybody out there, this is James. This is my first video, my first Jets video, and hopefully going to be bringing you some news, some updates, and just my opinion on how the season's going and what to expect this upcoming 2008-2009 New York Jets football season. Bear with me a little bit. I got a sore throat. I've been sick the past few days, so I might sound a little raspy, but that'll change in the future. The first thing I want to talk about is basically just the off season, how things have been going, and hopefully where they are going. Chad Pennington is first on the list of things we need to talk about. He's a great guy. He was a great player in 2002, which is pretty irrelevant now. He flashed, brilliance at times. Basically teased us all as Jet fans, and I don't understand, why Mangini, still needs to call these competitive, battles in camp. It should be clear cut to everybody that Kellen Clemens is the favorite to start this year. I'm a big Chad fan myself, but as we all know, it's time to move on and it's time to pass the torch, so to speak. So, Kellen Clemens was given a shot last year, if you even want to call it that. He was thrown to the Wolves. He was thrown behind what the New York Jets called an offensive line last year. I would not call it that. I don't even have words to describe what it was. He had no time to throw, no time to read the receivers, the routes, the defense, nothing. He had no time to do anything. And hopefully the additions this offseason are really going to pay off and hopefully showcase Kellen for, the player that we hope he can be. That brings us to Alan Faneca, who was the first big signing of free agency in all of the NFL, but obviously for the Jets. He was, a staple, basically an anchor on that Pittsburgh line for years now. And just hoping he could come in and do the same. He's, I believe, 31 years old, but, that's a prime age for a guard. I mean, he's in his prime right now and should be for probably the next 4 to 5 years. And I'm just hoping that, putting him on that left side of the line will not only, it bring the team up, but also bring that side of the lineup, because those are where our young guys are. Brick and Mangold. These guys are young talents. Obviously, I think Mangold has shown more throughout the year, their careers. They were drafted in the same year, same round. I just think sandwiching Faneca in the middle between them is only going to help the team. So hopefully that plays out the way we want it to. Run blocking and more specifically, pass blocking. But last year was just a complete disappointment. Bringing in Thomas Jones, who was supposed to help the team right away. The guy scored 2 touchdowns last year, 1 rushing, 1 receiving. And it was just a mess. So hopefully Faneca is going to help not only Kellen but also Thomas at the same time. Damian Woody was brought in to put on the offensive line. I think the guy is a backup center, or he was a center before this with the Patriots. They're plugging him in at right tackle. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know a lot about the guy, but I do know that anyone is probably an upgrade over Anthony Clement, so we'll leave that one at that. Bubba Franks was brought in initially as a backup tight end, but now that they've drafted Dustin Keller, who knows what's going to happen there. Not to mention the fiasco that's going on with Chris Baker. Bubba Franks has been a solid tight end his career. He's been injured the past few years, so his production has slowed. But at the same time, I think he's gonna help out the team in the passing game and in blocking as well. So It's interesting to see where they're going to go with Chris Baker and Keller. So it's hard to gauge what's going to happen with Franks, but I think he's going to contribute well this year. Tony Richardson, fullback, was brought in from Minnesota. He's old. He's up there. He's like 36, but again, a veteran guy, someone that's going to come in and work hard and open up lanes for Thomas Jones, which is what you know. That's the goal this year. We need to be a running team. Who else? Calvin Pace. Calvin Pace was a big signing, big money signing, I should say. We don't know if it was a big signing for us. Hopefully he can contribute. Hopefully he's the playmaker that they say he is. I know he had one breakout year, and you know, who knows? We could have just signed Brian Thomas too for $42 million. So again, mind-boggling deal, but if it pans out, then it pans out, because as we all saw last year in the Super Bowl, in order to beat the Patriots, you got to get pressure on Tom Brady, not Tom Gady, even though, you know, we know. Pace was brought in to go opposite Brian Thomas, and obviously the Jets drafted Vernon Gholston in the first round. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Gholston is a workout guy. He's a specimen. He's huge. He's strong. You know, I wouldn't want to be tackled by the guy, but at the same time, who knows? You know, he might be you know, the bust, the bust that everyone, you know, is talking about. So it's 50-50. Obviously, the draft is a crapshoot. Everybody knows that, you know, from top to bottom. You find gems in the 7th round, 6th round, 5th round, 4th round, and you find busts in the 1st round. So anything can happen. Hopefully it works out for the best. As we talked about, Keller was brought in the 1st round also. It's interesting to note because, you know, the guy's a speed demon. He's fast. He from what I see and hear, doesn't block. So maybe he's stuck in the slot. Maybe they put him as a 3rd wide receiver, because behind Coles and Kotchery, we really have nothing. I mean, Brad Smith is a converted quarterback from college. Stuckey was on IR last year. He was a 7th round pick actually last year. And, you know, so who knows what we're doing with that. So maybe Keller gets stuck in the slot. You know, he's quick. He's got good hands. So, I mean, he fits the bill as a slot guy. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Baker and Keller. The wide receiving core, like I said, it's solid in number 1 and number 2, but number 3 needs to be addressed. Justin McCairns is gone. Thank you. Enough said there. Jonathan Vilma is gone. You know, I've hung out with the guy on a couple of occasions. He's a great guy, great football player, and I wish him nothing but the best in New Orleans. He's very determined. And he loves what he does. So, you know, that's the thing. I mean, New Orleans basically got a steal. Mangini implementing the 3-4. Obviously, Vilma doesn't fit the bill there, so he's gone. Chris Jenkins was brought in as a defensive tackle from Carolina, but they're going to try him out at nose tackle in the 3-4. I think that's the big key of the upcoming season is, can he anchor a 3-4 line? I think that's the big question. And if he can, I think this defense is going to do well with, you know, the young guys too. Revis, Rhodes, and David Harris, who emerged as, you know, just a complete monster last year. As far as the preseason goes, the preseason's just around the corner. Mini camp, training camp, I should say, is just around the corner, and it's going to be an interesting year. You know, we're all used to letdowns and disappointments, but hopefully this will be different. Mangini's got another year under his belt, and you know, I have faith in the guy. He seems like he knows what he's doing. So I will be back with more updates, more news, more analysis, if you want to call it that. You know, I'm no professional, but, you know, I do have an opinion, as all Jets fans do. Quickly, I want to put it out there, JetNation.com, the best site for news and whatever else you need. It's a little cheap plug for Max, but there's good people over there, all right? take it easy, and I'll talk to you soon.